Welcome. Welcome to the Department of Nurse Education Spring 2024 Nurse Education Pinning Ceremony. My name is Dr. Casey Moebius, and I am honored to be your host this evening. The nursing pinning ceremony is a tradition, but also a symbol of the nursing students' dedication and hard work towards their course work, their clinical, and the curriculum. This is an exciting time to celebrate all that you have accomplished and also to thank those who have helped you and supported you on this journey. So to begin the ceremony, I would like to ask our department chairperson, Dr. Jennifer McWha, could you please come to the podium?
Well, good evening again, everybody, and welcome. This is a very exciting time of every semester when faculty and loved ones get to celebrate the achievement of these graduates. So, very excited to be here. To get started, I'd like to take a minute to recognize some special guests. If there are any Board of Regents members joining us this evening, would you stand to be recognized? There may or may not be. They've got a lot of commitments this time of year. Okay, the Dean of Business, Entrepreneurship, and Health Sciences, Dr. Jennifer Schrammick. Our Vocational and Associate Degree Program Director, Dr. Linda Earwood. Our Assistant Chairperson and host this evening, Dr. Casey Moebius. And of course, the nursing faculty, please stand to be recognized. Audience members, just to put into perspective the last few years of the graduates' lives, they've completed 640 clinical hours and roughly 1,200 didactic and lab hours over the course of their program. That's just physical time spent in the classroom or the clinical site. That doesn't include the hundreds of hours that they've spent engaged in studying for exams, getting ready for clinical, preparing for projects or papers that were required. You've worked really hard for this. You've completed all of the requirements that were needed for the program, and you've demonstrated persistence. You've completed everything except one final step, and that's to complete your nursing license exam. So you're almost at the finish line. It's truly an honor to be an educator and to be a small part of the transformation that takes place in a student's life. Typically, I end classroom time by saying, okay, these are the 3 takeaways. Some of you might remember that. So my 3 takeaways for you this evening are the following. Number 1, don't stop learning. Make this your first step in your nursing educational journey. We need nurses in all aspects of the profession, certainly for bedside patient care, but we also need nurses in the areas of research, policy making, and even in education. So keep going, keep pushing onward, and set yourself new goals. Number 2, never forget the ethics and principles of the nursing profession. Every day that you get ready for work, be sure you get there on time, be a team player. Advocate for your patients, be respectful, and always display professionalism. Remember the importance of integrity, which is the quality of being honest, having strong moral principles. Sometimes it's stated, doing the right thing when nobody else is watching. And finally, always believe in yourself. There's going to be difficult days, but don't get discouraged. Remember, you've completed this program, you are prepared, you are ready, you're capable, and you are the future of nursing. So congratulations again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you for those thoughtful comments and the 3 takeaways. I'd like to ask Dr. Earwood to come up to the podium as she's going to do the recognition of students.
Thank you, Dr. Moebius. Congratulations, everyone. You look stunning over there in white. And it's a nice focus point, so I won't lose you in the crowd. So this evening, as you look at the program, you'll notice that some of the students have some asterisks next to their name. And that's to recognize that not only have these students completed their nursing degree, they've also earned and obtained their Associate of Arts in Nurse Education. So our students with the asterisks are graduating with 2 degrees this week. So we're very proud of you for completing that. Congratulations. You'll also notice in the program that some of the students have the 2+ signs or the 2 crosses next to their names. Those students have been inducted into the Alpha Delta Nu Gamma Phi chapter for Del Mar College. This is a prestigious honor that these students have earned by maintaining all A's or B's in their journey through the nursing program, which you have seen your family members work diligently, and you can appreciate the effort that it took for them to earn those grades. So those who are wearing the stoles this evening and the apricot cords are our newest inductees into the Alpha Delta Nu Gamma Phi chapter. Would you please stand? Thank you so much. As Dr. McWha shared with you, these students have spent an inordinate amount of time in the classroom, clinical, and lab experiences, as well as their dedication at home and outside of the class. Not only have they been diligent in their studies, they have also participated in various external activities for the program. We have our Student Nursing Association, so those of you who are members, if you'll please stand. These individuals have participated in community activities over all 4 of their semesters, representing Del Mar at the highest standards. Thank you. We also have our Alpha Delta Nu officers who helped coordinate their registered student nursing organization. Will the officers of Alpha Delta Nu please stand? If you served as an officer over your journey. And this evening is not without a lot of student effort, and we have a pinning committee in which the students elect individuals to help organize this ceremony. Will our RSO pinning ceremony officers please stand? Thank you. They've done a phenomenal job. They have truly done well. Now, this next area that I'm going to talk about, if you recall last week, we asked you after your last exam when your stress was all gone, it was over, we said, hey, let's vote on some classmates. So, we're going to take just a few moments. This is just a humor moment, but the last 2 or 3 are very serious. So most likely to be a top influencer, we used to say like write a book, but you know, TikTok took over. So the person that your classmates have nominated to be the top influencer is Cassandra King. Cassie King. And after tonight's ceremony, we'll have these certificates down here and you can take them before you exit the building. We asked, who's most likely to work in the mission field as a nurse? And Lindy Sappington was voted most likely. Lindy, you have to stand. There you go. You're just awash in a sea of white. You have to stand. We must see. Okay, this one I'm really excited about. Everyone pay close attention. Most likely to be a future nurse educator. All of you may feel free to return to us with your bachelor's, master's, or doctorate and teach. We're welcome. Come back. But the one that has been nominated as most likely to be a future nurse educator is Leanne Ibanez. Most likely to be the first to earn their doctorate degree, Edgar Garcia Gomez. Stand, Edgar. Fantastic. Okay, this one is so important for our class, and that is the person with the most overall positive attitude, and that's Lisa Rangel. Now, the next this one we had a tie. And so for this one, there's 2 because they were equal, and that is the class humor provider. How did you know? So, Daniel Adame. And the tie is with Ruth Tyner. Most likely to be charge nurse. It's possible it equals bossy, but I don't think so. But that is Nerissa Brooks. Okay, and the last one, again, there was a tie. And this is for most likely to be Chief Nursing Officer. Gabrielle Gonzalez. And most likely to be Chief Nursing Officer, Jacob Verial. Every one of these students is outstanding, and we are so incredibly proud of each and every one of them, and we're excited to celebrate this evening with you.
Thank you, Dr. Earwood. I think that this is just the beginning of some of the many recognitions that you can achieve in your nursing career, and on behalf of the faculty, I'm sure they agree with me, and I can say that we're very proud of you. So the spring 2024 class has decided and requested for 2 faculty speakers this evening. If I can have Dr. Michelle Twist and Diana Keeler please join me on the stage.
They had to hear me one more time. Unfortunately, this evening, Dr. Twist was unable to make it for family matters. But that doesn't mean that we didn't talk. You know how we talk. So she wanted me to tell you all the importance of our education and your continuing education. You keep hearing this over and over, but it's very important. She wanted y'all to keep assisting us in our clinical adventures. When you're up there and you're the nurse now, the primary nurse, and we need help in developing our future nurses, you're going to be nice, right? Yes, okay. We'd like to see you join a nursing organization. And you know, in 2138, y'all wrote a paper about which organization you would like to become a member of. And that they will help you continue your education and, of course, the specialty of nursing that you want to go into. And then you can get a certificate. You take a test, get a certificate for whatever area you'll be into. The other thing we'd like to please that you do is please vote. I know we're all busy. I know a lot of things in our life come in between us. But nurses, when we vote together, we have power. We have power in numbers, and we can make a difference. And we need you to be part of that change. What you think is right, you need to vote for it. Yes? Thank you. Now, sometimes life can be difficult. You'll lose friends, you'll lose family, there's a lot of loss sometimes. And so what I was thinking of, sometimes we get so busy and caught up with our everyday living that we forget what can make us happy. Because life is too short not to be happy. And I want you all happy. And nothing gives me more pleasure when I see y'all working in your clinical units and happy. Yes. So, some tips on being happy. Love the life you have, and it will get even better. Live in the moment. Remember, it is better to be loving than to be right. Be a spectator to your own thoughts, especially when you become emotional. And be grateful for at least one thing every day. Be kind to others. Engage in meaningful activities. Try to connect with others and savor the moment. Give a compliment and help others every chance you get. The other thing I'm always telling y'all is you need to take care of yourself by exercising and getting enough sleep. Smile when you can, especially to your patients and throughout your day. Change negative thoughts by acknowledging the unhappy moments and look for positive. Remove toxic relationships. Meditate on reinforcing positivity in thoughts, feelings, and actions. Please get help or seek therapy if you feel that you cannot cope with anything. You're not alone. Lastly, surround yourself with friends and loved ones and spread the happiness. I know that one thing you all have in common is having a kind heart of compassion for caring for others. Continue to follow your hearts and you will go far. I wish you all the very best in life. And so does Dr. Twist.
thank you for those heartfelt words of wisdom and advice, Ms. Keeler. Now at this time, I'd like to invite our student speaker, Amber Gonzalez. Will you please come to the podium?
You guys look beautiful from up here. Thank you, Dr. Moebius. And thank you to our professors, clinical instructors, parents, spouses, and family members who made these 2 years possible. We would not have been able to accomplish nursing school without your unwavering support. Today, I am deeply honored to deliver the commencement address for this incredible cohort of spring 2024. I take my task today very seriously. So when I was voted to be your class speaker, I approached it with the same intensity many of us devoted to an important assignment like the PICO paper or the capstone project. So late last night, fueled by 5 cans of Red Bull, spending 6 hours on TikTok, I finally sat down at my computer, ready to summarize our journey. No, in all seriousness, thank you guys. I hope I make y'all proud. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Amber Gonzalez. I have worked in the medical field for the last 13 years. I graduated from Del Mar College in 2011 in radiologic technology. It's just a fancy way of saying X-ray tech. But please don't say technician to the program director. It's technologist. I always thought that I would eventually go back for CT, but my path led me to urgent care, where I worked through the pandemic. It was during this challenging period that I realized I had to do something. I had a calling. Many people ask us what we want to be when we grow up, but we have decided that. And now I ask you going forward, who do you want to be? I'd like to take this moment to look back over the last 2 years. This journey started with our acceptance into the nursing program, which is an accomplishment on its own. The Del Mar nursing program receives over 150 applications per semester and only accepts 70 students. Our first memory was going to the bookstore to get our nursing bundle, which we thought was just a few books. It didn't take long to discover it's 500 pounds of books. The first day of class arrived. It had rained and the parking was terrible. We were advised to bring all of our books. Some students had rolling carts, some had luggage, some had rolling backpacks. I honestly believe that the books are recommended not just for studying, but to strengthen our backs and our arms so that we can meet the physical demands of nursing. Level 1 was terrifying. None of us knew what to expect. We were drilled for the next 2 years this program was our first priority and that everything else needed to come second. We had the professors telling us to stay in our lane when we ventured off course. We had the support of each other through our countless study sessions and late-night crammings. The friendships we formed were crucial in helping us navigate this demanding journey. Then came level 2. Some of us learned the importance of eating breakfast before clinicals so that our clinical instructor doesn't have to hold you up by the back of your pants when you turn as white as a sheet and are about to faint while trying to start an IV. Our instructors provided us with endless support and encouragement, guiding us through complex concepts and practical skills. Then level 3. At this point, we're on a roll. We know what we are doing. We think we know what we're doing. We gained even more friends when the LVNs and EMS combined with our cohort. Their knowledge and experience was relatable to our learning and our understanding. We had passionate instructors who taught us the importance of equal and fair care while singing "You Need to Calm Down" by Taylor Swift. We celebrated Thanksgiving by coming together with a potluck at clinicals. We had the support of the Success Center for when we needed tutoring, a snack, or a shoulder to cry on. Finally, level 4. We were starting to feel like nurses. Well, baby nurses, but nurses nonetheless. We had Ms. Keeler and Dr. McWha always asking us, but why? And then why? Throughout this program, we have experienced adversities together, losing jobs, losing loved ones, divorce and childbirth, but we stuck together and we never gave up. This program brought together people from all backgrounds, young students, mothers, fathers, LVNs, EMS. The friendships that developed are what helped us get through this program. We laughed together, we cried together, we struggled together. From this day forward, we move on as nurses, but I ask you again, who do you want to be? I went to Starbucks several weeks ago after class, like I do so often. I was having a bad day. Your bad day may look different to you, but you know the kind. Drowning in work stuff, managing a family, the stress of school. The barista greeted me with an intense kindness and a nice compliment. I needed that kindness in that moment, and it nearly brought me to tears. She then proceeded to give me 2 cake pops for free. This reminds me of a quote from Henry David Thoreau that inspires me. He says, "We are constantly invited to what we are." Let me say it again. We are constantly invited to what we are. So what does this mean? We are helpless to the things that are around us. There are things that are beyond our control. Don't let your past or what has happened to you affect who you choose to be. We have the ability to determine what we let in and how we let it affect us. We are responsible for being the gatekeepers of our hearts and our minds. We have a choice on who we choose to become, what values we hold, what makes us passionate, what drives us. Bronnie Ware discovered the #1 regret of her dying patients was, "I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself and not the life others expected of me." That's because when all is said and done, and you're looking back, what you see, that's what dictates your fulfillment. And as Ms. Bazemore would say, learning has occurred. Thank you and congratulations to the spring class of 2024 cohort. You are now registered nurses.
Thank you, Amber. That was a very inspirational and poignant speech to share with everyone. So at this time, we will begin the pinning of our students. Would the nursing faculty please come up to the stage and take your places? And audience members, as your future nurse approaches, please feel free to come up close so you can get a photo of them.
No, I know your name. Can you hear? Okay, there you go. Daniel Adame. Thank you to God first. Thank you to my parents, my 2 boys, Zeke and Jay. Love you all. I'm going to hospice care. Alyssa Aguilar. Thank you to my other half and parents for the endless support and love. I did it. I am more than happy to find my dream job at the emergency department at Driscoll Children's Hospital. Josh Armadillo. I'd like to thank my fiance and parents. Without their constant prayers, unconditional love and support, and relentless encouragement, I wouldn't be standing here today. Sarah Arieta. Thank you to my family. I couldn't have done it without your encouragement and support. We did it. Joshua Ozan. Thank you, Mom, Dad, Graham, Jackson, my friends, classmates, faculty, tutors, Steph, and Liz for all of your help and support. I want to give a special thank you to my mom. Mom, I can't thank you enough for all of your help and those late nights when you would help me study. You always believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself, and always made sure I was keeping up with my schoolwork because of my love for procrastinating. I guess cramming does work in nursing school. Just kidding, or am I? But anyways, H-Town, here I come. Nariza Brooks. I would like to thank my mom and dad for all their support and always believing that I was meant for great things. To my beautiful kids, Alexa and TJ, I love you both. Always follow your dreams. To my partner, Lewis, without you, none of this would be possible. I have accepted a position in the Shoreline Neuro ICU at Christus Shoreline. Amaris Chapa. Thank you to my family and boyfriend for supporting me to reach my goals. I couldn't have done this without y'all. Job accepted on medical surgical floor at Christus Spawn. Sabrina Chapa. I would like to thank God, my fiance, and family for all the love and support throughout this journey. I couldn't have done it without y'all. Love y'all. I am proud to say I've accepted a job at Driscoll Children's Hospital in the cardiac ICU. Odalise Crow. Thank you to God, my family, and my husband. I could not have done it without their support. Danielle Dominguez. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for always believing in me and made sure I got here. I wouldn't be here without your endless support. Brianna Edmondson. I want to thank my friends and family for all of the support throughout my journey. Bianca Gallegos. Without God, none of this would be possible. Thank you to my family and friends who have shown me unwavering love and support. Pediatric Cardiac ICU, here I come. Edgar Garcia Gomez. I would like to thank my wife for her patience and constant support. I would not have been able to do it without her. Heather Glue. I would like to thank all my family and friends for all the love, encouragement, and support throughout this crazy, hectic year. A special thank you to my husband for holding down the fort. I am blessed to have each and every one of you in my life. I plan on continuing my nursing career as a correctional nurse for UTMB. Gabrielle Gonzalez. Thank you to all my family and friends for carrying me through this journey. Thank you to my little sisters and fiance for giving me a new purpose in life. And most of all, thank you to my mom for watching and guiding me from up above. I'm excited to start my new journey as a registered nurse in the cardiac ICU at Driscoll Children's Hospital. Amber Gonzalez. I would like to thank my coworkers, family, and friends for their amazing support, and most of all, my husband, who never gave up on me. Jordan Grove. Accepted a job in Neuro ICU step down at Shoreline. Would like to thank friends and family who stuck by me through my nursing school journey. It was hard, but we did it. Devon Harden. I would like to thank all of my wonderful friends and family for the endless love and support. Haley Hill. Thank you to my family for all the love and support and believing in me, especially when I didn't believe in myself. And thank you to my level 4 instructors who constantly pestered me to keep going. Thank you, Mrs. Bazemore. Alexander Hurtado. I would like to thank my parents and family. I wouldn't have been able to do this without their support. Jorge Ibarra. I would like to thank my family for all of their support working at HCA. Bobby Sue Jalufka. I want to thank my husband for all the phone calls when the days were long and the tears didn't stop, and for when the commute was too long at 4:30 a.m. I want to thank my son for being my biggest cheerleader and always saying, Mom, you got this. Thank you to my mom for being my #1 fan through all the years, and to my dad, you have the best seat in the house to watch my accomplishments. Congrats to all the friends I've met along the way, and especially to my 12 Bridgies. We have all been each other's biggest cheerleaders, and look at us, we did it. Cassandra King. I want to thank my mom, dad, and sister for their love and support, and thank you to my amazing boyfriend, Tyler, for sticking with me throughout this journey. I'll be working in labor and delivery with my best friend I met in nursing school, Lexi. Jocelyn Lopez. Thank you so much to my family and friends. I couldn't have done this without y'all. I love y'all more than anything. Also to my grandma, I did it. I miss you so much, and I know you're watching over me now with the best seat in the house. I'm excited to say I've accepted a job at Driscoll Children's Hospital as a pediatric nurse. Elizabeth Martinez. Thank you to my friends and family for making my graduation possible. Love you all. Michael Martinez. We'll be working in the OR at Doctors Regional Corpus Christi Medical Center. Thank you to my mom, my wife, my kids, all of my family, and all of my friends. Elisa Medina. To my husband, thank you for your endless words of encouragement, love, and patience throughout my nursing school journey. I truly couldn't have done this without you. To my son, being your role model has been the greatest accomplishment of my life. And to my family, thank you for believing in me, your ER nurse. Haley Meyer. Haley wants to thank, or I would like to thank my parents and siblings for their unwavering support and encouragement through these last 2 hard years. Been hired to work on a trauma step-down unit. Amber Mikulik. Thank you to my family and friends for believing in me, taking on new roles, and standing by me this year. Thank you to the friends I have earned. We have laughed together, cried together, and stuck by each other through this journey. Destination unknown. Kelly Perea. I would like to thank my husband, my kids, and my parents for everything. I have accepted a job at Bay Area Labor and Delivery. John Perez. I would like to thank my family and girlfriend for supporting me. Thankful for the opportunity to work at Christus Bond South. Pamela Perez. I'd like to thank my family for all the support throughout this process. To my husband and children, thank you for believing in me and sacrificing so much to allow me this opportunity. Love you. And to the amazing friends I have made this year, you all made surviving this year possible. Thank you. Catherine Perry. I want to thank my parents for supporting me through my journey, and also my friends for encouraging me along the way, especially through the rough days. Alyssa Gabrielle Ramirez. To my family, thank you for all of your support. Y'all kept me going. I love y'all. And thank you, God, for bringing me to it and getting me through it. Candace Rangel. I would love to thank my loving parents for their support and know that I will continue to strive. Mrs. Keeler, thank you for guiding me and know that you are an inspiration to all. Wish my loved ones who passed could be here. Lisa Rangel. Thank you to my family for their patience, love, and encouragement throughout this past year. I will be starting as an L&D nurse at Bay Area Hospital. Alexis Rendon. Thank you to my family and friends for the endless support and encouragement. I have accepted a position at Bay Area in the L&D department. Jose Romero. I would love to thank the love of my life, Cece, and our baby girl, Evie, for supporting me and motivating me, my mom and dad and Isabel for helping all the time, all of my friends and family for the love and support. I'll be working at Doctors Regional and would also like to thank all of our teachers for getting us through nursing school. Misty Romo. I want to thank my boys, Gunnar and Ginobili, for being my biggest support system. I love you so very much. I want to thank my mom in heaven. This is for you. To my cohort, thank you for being my shoulder to cry on and my inspiration to keep going. We did it. Emilia Sanchez. Thank you to my friends and family who supported me during my time in school. I love and appreciate you all. Natalie Salinas. I want to thank my wonderful parents for always supporting me and my beautiful children for believing in me. Thank you, Brian, for encouraging me to start the program. I have accepted a job at Doctors Regional in the OR. Andrew Sanders. I'd like to thank my wife and family for their support through this journey. I couldn't have done it without you. Lindy Sappington. I've accepted a position in the ICU at Spawn Clayburgh. I want to thank my husband, Jesse, for all of his support, encouragement, and help. I couldn't have done this without you, and my kids for their patience and understanding. I love y'all. I also want to thank my mom and dad for all of their love and support. I did it, Grandmommy. Kristen Saunders. Thank you to all my friends and family that have been by my side through this long, bumpy ride. I did it. Ruby Talamentes. To my family and friends whose unwavering love and support has carried me when I doubted myself, thank you will never be enough. Your love has no limits. To my siblings, dream big. Andrew, you are the calm in every storm. Thank you for loving me unconditionally, without restriction. Mom, mi reina, all the good I have in me is because of you. I love you with every fiber of my being. Labor and delivery, here I come. Victoria Theo. I would like to thank my family for their continuous support throughout my journey. I have accepted a position at Methodist Hospital in San Antonio on the Cardiac Progressive Unit. Ruth Tyner. Accepted a position in labor and delivery at Bay Area Hospital. Thank you to my husband and mother-in-law for all your support. To my children, TJ, Leah, Isaiah, and Maya, you are my strength, and this one's for you. Alexander Tobar. I would like to thank my family and girlfriend for supporting me through this and helping me study, even though I hate reading. Danielle Tolliver. Thank you to my parents, my boyfriend Fernando, and my daughter Layla. I love you. Couldn't have done it without y'all. I'll be working on a cardiac unit at Spawn Shoreline. Michelle Tucker. I want to thank my family, especially my mom, for their continued support. Thanks to my kids for not giving me a heart attack yet. I will be working as a labor and delivery nurse at Bay Area. Brianna Valdez. First, I would like to thank God and my mom for all her support, as well as my family, especially my husband Jesse and my kids, Jesse and Lilia. I have accepted a position at Christus Bond South in the medical ICU. Crystal Valle. I want to thank my family and friends for supporting me through this journey. They helped me through so many meltdowns and kept me sane. I have accepted a position at Shoreline ER. Jade Velasquez. Thank you to God and my family. I love you guys so much. Thank you for believing in me. Accepted a job, an ICU step down at Doctors Regional, Corpus Christi, Texas. Desiree Villarreal. I want to thank my kids for being my backbone through this journey and my family and friends for being my support system all these years. My biggest supporter, my daughter Mia Renee. I love you all. Jacob Villarreal. Thank you to my family, friends, and my boyfriend Bryce for their support during this past year. I'm very excited for the future ahead as I start my role as an ICU nurse at Methodist Hospital in San Antonio. Leanne Ibanez. I will be working at Christus Bond Cardiac Unit. I want to thank my mom for all her support and believing in me, my sister-in-law and brother for always helping me pick up the slack, and my boyfriend for always cheering me on, and my kids, Mommy loves you. I did it for y'all three. Lee Yu. Words cannot express how grateful I am for all you have done for me, my family, my friends, my instructors, and my cohort. You've been my rock, my support system, and my inspiration. Diane Isaguirre. I would like to thank my family and friends.
Can I please have the students who will lead the class in the reciting of the Florence Nightingale Pledge please come to the podium?
You're gonna lead it off? Yeah. Okay, go lead it off.
1, 2, 3.
I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drugs. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession, and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in his work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. That's it.
We would like you to take the opportunity to take pictures as we present our Spring 2024 nursing graduates.